So we are back in Orlando, Florida, filming for Jinxie yet again. But this time, we have 2 days to film 2 videos. So me and Blake were basically tasked with filming a promo for the new skin that's going in the game, and then Jinxie's new merch. And this one was particularly a little tricky, because basically it was just whatever equipment we could bring onto the plane with us. So most of the time, we are filming with a reflector and a Godox, I think, like flexi light panel thing.
This has got to be crazy for TSA to open up.
I gotta say, it has convinced me to buy one. I really want one due to its size and just how convenient it is, the fact that it runs off a V-mount. As you can see here, Blake is trying to put a round diffuser on a square light. I don't know if he just left the diffuser at the office or something, but... So with this shoot, we did have to get a little creative. We had to get creative. We were shooting between the FX6, the A7S III, and the FX3, mainly for coverage reasons. We didn't have a ton of time. We basically had until from noon to 5 on both days to get done what we needed to get done. So the first shot is kind of something where he is pulling food out of the microwave. It's just part of the gag. And I really like the shot we came up with, was basically just putting the camera inside of the microwave. He's looking through the microwave. You kind of see the food there. We took a aperture MC light that I have, made it orange like you would see on the inside of a microwave, and that's pretty much where we got the light from that. So this is pretty much the common theme of this entire shoot, is just kind of make it do with what we have. A lot of the times you're going to see us using things like these bounces, so we're just bouncing the light off his walls to just make do with what we have. The lights in the back are just natural. We wanted it to look a little blue. It worked out, because this is supposed to be like it's being shot at night. And so this scene, he walks in, realizes his chair is gone, he drops the food. We had to do it 2 or 3 times, which was kind of messy, but I think the shot actually turned out pretty good. Like, it looks really clean in my opinion.
That is a spotlight.
It's a funky shape.
So our idea, whenever he walks in and sees the paper on the ground that says, "I stole your chair," is supposed to be kind of like more spotlit. We just took a bunch of gaff tape, kind of made it into a square, and I think it worked out a little bit better to make the paper feel a smidge more dramatic.
That is our producer.
And this is where I was really sold on this light. It is so light that just a little bit of gaff tape held this thing to the ceiling. So for the next scene, he's like gearing up in his closet, and we obviously wanted it to be top down like it was a closet light, and this light worked out perfect. And honestly, it's one of our favorite scenes from the entire video. So this was for the merch video. This is kind of like this outside training scene. The whole video is him doing like a training montage so he could model the merch. But we used the reflector for this shot, and honestly, it looked really good. Shooting outside is kind of just a cheat code, especially on the FX6 with the built-in ND filters. And honestly, I find myself not getting to shoot outside as much as I want to, and when I do, it's honestly a treat. So this is our second location. This is the Moist Critical compound. If you're familiar with esports, and you probably know who Moist Critical is and everything like that, but they basically let us use this, and this is where things got a lot of fun because there was a lot more variety and things to do in here. So the premise of the video is he's breaking into this compound to get his chair back. That is a fake gun, by the way. He is trying to get his chair back, and so we were doing a lot of these like high angle stuff because it's supposed to mimic a security camera. My acting skills got to be put on display. So the only problem we did run into when shooting here is the lights that are on in the ceiling legally have to be on for emergency purposes. So we just kind of had to like work around those and make it look like it was part of the lighting in the set. It doesn't feel off. It looks very natural to what an office building like this might look like. These shots turned out to be some of my personal favorite. I like the colors that kind of came out from the sign behind him. I like the way it's lit. I like just kind of the tight shot and everything. And so this is Moist Critical. He's the guy who stole the chair. So he's like the evil man in the chair. He's watching the surveillance cameras, everything like that. And we were able to use these little MCs that I have to create like the proper hair light, the screen light, and all of that. So again, some of my favorite looking visuals. And then here we just went handheld for the final shot. This is when Jinxie meets up with him. I don't think we did anything except bounce some light off the wall behind Charlie. The rest of it was pretty much just however the room was lit. We were really digging the blue light, so we just kept it that way. And then we cut back to the merch video. This is him training with Moist. So Moist is just beating him up in the boxing ring. They have a boxing ring inside of the Moist Critical compound, so this worked out perfectly. It looks so sick. They had some funny one-liners. We basically just put a mic on them and let them go crazy. But yeah, this was one of the funnest videos I've got to do in a while. The community definitely loved it. It was fun having all these collabs and just kind of cameos from famous people within the streaming world. And I definitely think it was good community favor, and it was for sure one of the most fun shoots I've had. So shout out to Blake for being, one of the best cameramen I've ever worked with. Shout out to Zach for being just a bomb editor. Shout out to Jack for being the best producer I know. And I look forward to hopefully doing some more stuff like this in the future with SSG or with other orgs who want to hire me. Wink, wink.